What is up, party people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another World Cup edition of the Cup Chasers Daily. Our man Cristiano Ronaldo has finally joined the party at the Copa with a couple of goals and a big Portugal win. Of course, the English, the Three Lions. Whew, I don't even want to know what was that yesterday, boys. Goodness gracious me, that wasn't awesome at all. The coach looks a genius in the Croatia game. Budimir comes on and wins it for the Croatians to keep them alive in the tournament, of course. And Colombia, Daniel Munoz gets the winner 1-0 over the Congo to book their ticket into the next round. And of course, I got my man Nez in the building today. How you doing?
What's up, man? World Cup fever is heavy.
Yes, indeed it is. We'll kick it off immediately with a go ahead and smash the like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It'd be an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the community. Make sure you got notification bells on. We got plenty more content coming your way as the tournament is still going, of course. But today we'll start with a warm, hearty welcome to the old man of the group. Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo has gotten 2 goals. He's finally at the table. He's no longer crying in his milk. Portugal get the 5-0 win over Uzbekistan. And man, Kusanov made that one save. He had that one good save off the line, I believe it was. But yeah, man, Portugal finally decided to put the pressure on, put the fire on, and they got it over the line. I think they were superb in that game. What are your thoughts?
You know, the funny thing is, watching that game, and just going back to the first game, they were trying to get him the ball. They were like forcing the ball to him. It was like every chance we get, we're going to try to get one. Because the first cross, I think I sent out y'all in the chat, like he just completely fluffed that. I'm like, the first one he got, he should have scored. Like he should. And the funny thing is, he had a brace, but he realistically could have had 5 goals yesterday by himself. And he was just missing them. And, you know,
I was trying to be nice.
Hey, but I'm going to call the spade a spade. Well, and not because of that, not to hate on him, because, I mean, I think he's a phenomenal, like, talent of the generation. It's just, you know, they were trying. And the thing is it makes me wonder, are they going to keep trying to get him goals? Because if they're trying to get him goals, is that going to sort of take the priority over winning games? And, you know, then it becomes a thing where you're like, okay, you know, Uzbekistan is clearly a young, old team, right? And so you're looking at them, and Kusanov played well. I mean, he was emotional after the result. Yeah, but the kid is like, hey, man, he helped lead that team to a place they had never, you know, sort of been in some time, or hadn't been in some time. And so, you know, there was just they were the right team to beat. Like Colombia did put up goals against them as well. They're just young, you know. And, you know, I think Lumumba, Vea, and Congo will probably appreciate playing them in the next game. But, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, they the right place, right time. Cristiano absolutely needed this opponent in this game. So he can get off the mark. I'm unsure what the next one will look like for him. I think it's Friday, right? On Friday against Colombia in Miami. But that'll be a very interesting one to watch. But, you know, it's good to see him off the mark. And we hadn't brought up Messi, so I'll bring it up to say, but I won't do what Cristiano did. You know, Messi had a hat trick. Yeah, next question, which is fair because he had a good game. So why are you talking about other people to me? You know? What you talking to other people?
Yeah, man, I hear it, but also want to big up Ronaldo for that free kick because everyone in the world, in the stadium, watching on TV, everyone in Africa and in Portugal, everyone on the planet, everyone everywhere thought homie was going to try to rip that, and everyone everywhere thought that ball was going to end up on Pluto.
Yep. Yep.
And then Mendez. That's why I put in the chat. I put the got him because Mendez. Like, you know what? Enough of this. Everybody's looking left. We're going right, and it worked. And it worked out beautifully. What's up, Asif? What are your thoughts on?
Jake, Nez, it's nice to see you. You back from your travels?
Yeah, man. You know, it was a very interesting time. World Cup footy.
Absolutely. How's Ronaldo treating you this morning, Asif?
Oh, that was a brilliant game. Nice to see the Portuguese back into it. I thought they had a lot more balance. Remember, we were talking about the balance of to the team. Yeah, he impressed me. He was actually dropping deep. Remember when I messaged you in the chat as well? I was like, he's actually on it today. You can see it because he's actually doing some work. So you could tell he was very motivated for that game, especially after the criticism from the first game. So yeah, it is what it is. He's done it. They're back into it. They need to win the next one as well, which is Uruguay.
No, their next one is Colombia. Portugal played Colombia.
Sorry, Colombia. My bad. I was thinking about the Spanish game. I got that mixed.
Yeah. And they do
the next one.
and the Spanish, Spanish need to win that as well, but that's a different subject.
Portugal definitely need to win though, because if they F around and Colombia finds them out, and Congo,
that's a very hard game.
But also if Congo beat Uzbekistan and Colombia beat Portugal, there's a world where Congo finished second and Portugal finished third in the group. I think they'll go through on the 4 points regardless, but
I think it's real permutations, as you say. I'm thinking now that the Colombians are through, they might not play the strongest team.
I don't know. I think they want to win. I think they want to beat them, man. Like how excited would they be to beat Cristiano in Portugal in Miami, man? I think they want to win the game, man.
Well, plus
but it wouldn't make sense from a tournament perspective, though.
It might though, because by the time this is the literal last fixture of the group stage, and by the time it rolls around, everything else will be set. So they will know that, okay, if we finish first in the group, we're playing England. And if we finish second in the group, we're playing France. And if we finish third in the group, we're playing whoever. So that'll all be set and done in stone. And so there will only be 2 more games to add to those permutations. And therefore, they'll know that, okay, maybe we will take it easy because we don't want to see France in the freaking. But no, I do see Colombia winning this group, though. Like Colombia would have to lose the game to Portugal to not win the group.
The way Portuguese were playing, there is a possibility they could lose. I think that game will see a lot of goals, regardless.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Colombia don't play defensive, neither do Portugal. So.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. Yeah, man. I think they're both going to go through. They're both going to be fine. It will be very interesting to see who they play in the next round. Oh, man. Asif, what happened? What happened, brother? What happened yesterday, man? Oh, man. I couldn't believe it.
They reverted to type. That's basically what it is.
They reverted to type, he says.
Basically, what happens is Spain, when I mentioned about their history and them always messing up the first game, well, England have always done that for the past 3 tournaments that we've been in. We've always messed up the second game. So
yeah, they messed it up. That's for sure.
Yeah, for the last 3 tournaments we've been doing that. So if you look at our history, so now it goes to the final game against Panama, who are already more or less they're gone. So they've been eliminated.
Yeah, they're eliminated. Yeah.
So hopefully they don't have much to play for, and they'll just let us roll. But I really much doubt that they're going to go out with a bang.
Ring.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. That's someone else's phone, so I do apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Is that like the first phone ever?
No worries. Right? Is that on the wall? Is that phone hanging on the wall?
No, it's not one. Just Yeah, that's not even my phone. So
No worries. I'm looking at these stats here, and ESPN. I don't know why. I need to stop using ESPN for stats. Okay, it literally says England big chances created 1, and Ghana 0 on big chances created. But it also says that England big chances missed
1 second.
2. So they created 1 big chance and missed 2 big chances. Ghana didn't.
Has the same thing.
Ghana didn't create any big chances and they missed a big chance. What did I miss?
No, I got 1 and 1.
I don't know how that works, but these stats are overwhelming. It's crazy. 80% possession, 79, whatever. And they only got 3 shots on goal. I mean, yeah, this was not what England needed against a team who, let's be honest. I mean, is it really? Am I really going to say this? It was Arsenal versus a low block out there, because at the end of the game, it was Eze, Rogers, Saka, Rice. It was our entire front line plus Harry Kane, because Madueke was on the left.
Well, I mean, Rice said something about it. You know, Rice was saying something about the low block in the post game interview. You know, but the funny thing is that, you know, when I watched England and when they played Croatia, they kind of did a similar thing. But what was weird is they're so gun shy. Like they'd get in the box and just not shoot the ball. Like Bellingham did it at least 3 times, where there was literally just first timers that they just didn't do it. I'm like, yo, man, what are you doing? And so you look at it and you say, well, they lacked creativity, and like Kane missing that last one. It was funny.
Oh my God, dude.
It's funny because I remember seeing it on Twitter, and then they brought it back up because I saw it kind of in passing and I ignored it, where the witch doctor was like, hey, man, you know, we're going to put a hex on Harry Kane. And then he literally like, hey, and then like it immediately showed the dude, and then Harry Kane just missed. The most un-Harry Kane-like thing ever. I was like, dude, like it was insane, man. I'm sitting here like, I don't even know what to say. I really don't even know what to say. They absolutely should have and could have done better, and it's pretty significant. Yeah, I think Panama will probably just lay down for them in the game. I mean, they might have some pride, but I think they'll lay down. So they should. England should be good for at least a draw, right? I don't think they'll lose the game. They're good for at least a draw. I mean, they might not be firing again. Now, you know, the funny thing is I don't know if that guarantees them the group, though. Like, they still are like, they're in trouble because, like, they're on 4 points. Ghana's on 4 points, and Croatia's on 3. Croatia's absolutely going to try to win the next one. They're absolutely trying to go win that next game.
Well, here's the thing. Suppose Ghana beat Croatia. If Ghana beat Croatia and England don't beat Panama, say they draw Panama, Ghana will win the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to beat Panama, or else you're definitely not winning the group. If you draw versus Panama, the winner of Ghana Croatia will win the group.
Yep.
I was looking I was reading some of the stuff yesterday, and they were basically aiming for the draw, even back in Ghana in the news over there. And a famous Ghanaian witch doctor actually was talking about cursing Kane, and he was talking about I know what to use, and it looked like it worked, because after that miss that he had. So
yeah, definitely looks like it worked, man. That was point blank. Like,
no,
you don't expect Kane to miss that.
They were lucky with that. When Konza did that, like Superman dive,
bro. I
thought that was going to be a penalty. So I think they got away with it. Personally, they shouldn't be.
Should have lost.
Yeah, they shouldn't be talking too much about Kane's miss, because they were lucky in that regard.
Hey, man, like the man went flying through the air, got no ball, and they're like, nothing. It's nothing.
Dude, that's the right A on the Game Boy to make Liu Kang do the flying sidekick. Hey,
what are you doing?
I was like, man, that's Mortal Kombat style right there. I was shocked. I was like, whoa.
All I had
Normally,
was wild. I'm like, yo, what is that?
normally when someone leaves their feet like that and flies through the air, it's done.
And he got no ball. Like, he didn't get the ball at all.
Crazy. I was shocked. I was very, very, very surprised that Konsa didn't concede that penalty. That's why I was like, Air Konsa in the
man.
chat. What's up, Lumen?
was
Hope you're
crazy.
well. Lumen says, I want to believe Tuchel knows what he's doing, but still his subs and timings are raising questions. Either he's keeping in mind future matches with players' fitness and injury concern in mind. I mean,
I was reading something which I found quite interesting, and I thought it was quite fitting in this scenario when they had Ghana, where they're playing that certain way. This is where a Palmer or a Foden would have come in useful. Because they're the kind of players who can play that incisive pass. We didn't really have that. We had a lot of pace with Madueke, with Saka, but I thought, we missed that, and I thought that's the kind of game where, what some of those players would have come in useful. Personally, that's my.
Why did Rashford not come in sooner?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought Rashford,
pushing Dookie to the left, like. Dude, we saw it versus Southampton in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. He went over to the left against Southampton, by the way, not against, an actual Premier League team. It was against Southampton, and he was gun shy. He didn't want to take his man. He didn't want to go to the byline on his left foot. He did it once. As soon as I said that, he did it one time versus Ghana. And then he did nothing else for the rest of the game, which was very, very typical. Why did he not get subbed out immediately with the rest of them? Like when Saka came on, Rashford should have came on as well.
That's what I thought as well. I thought I know why Saka hasn't been playing, which is fine, but I thought this is the second game now that Gordon hasn't really produced. And
Nothing.
Which is why plenty of work rate. Don't get me wrong, but there was no. Rashford's looked a lot more lively. I would have played Rashford personally.
Barcelona controls that.
So,
oh my God, yeah, they do.
That's my opinion on that. But also, I thought Rodgers, when he came on, he played a lot better than Bellingham. I don't know how my Bellingham got a man of the match.
Did he really? Wow.
Too. He said it. He said the Ghana goalkeeper should have got man of the match.
You got one of the defenders at least. So
yeah, for real. So is the blueprint there to stifle England? Is it really that simple?
I think
low blocks, stake it out.
Yesterday, what I was reading, I was doing a lot of research into this, and basically they were using the same plan that the Japanese used against us when they played us, and I think that's basically what the blueprint that teams have been using against England, and I expect more of the same for Panama. To tell you the truth, if they're looking at this, those two games, thinking, well, how did Ghana play against England? And I reckon they're just basically going to do the same thing. So he better find a solution. I thought Spence, another dubious substitution change there. I think he used it to for the pace of Madueke and but I thought when O'Reilly came on, did you see the threat he posed? I mean, like
way better.
He hit the crossbar as well. Yeah, I saw a lot of good. Nico and come on, man. That
was a weird change. I didn't get that one at all because my original assumption. Remember, I texted you. My original assumption was, he wants to deal with Semenyo. Semenyo was on the other side.
Right, exactly. So when I thought with Nico as well, even if he had that assumption, Nico plays against him in training all the time. If anyone knows Semenyo, it'd be him. So,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I was not impressed. I was not impressed at all. I thought Rodgers, when he came on, he showed a lot more endeavour than Bellingham. Kane, at least you tried. I thought Bellingham were dropping deep. No, don't get me wrong. Bellingham did try, but yeah, Rodgers was. You could tell he was up for it as soon as he came on. He was. Yeah. I would. Yeah, there would be some serious changes in the next game. That would be my starting thing. I wouldn't play all. I would say, okay,
you're not going to sit Bellingham, would you? You wouldn't sit Bellingham, would you?
I'd sit him. I'd sit him down, and I'd say, Rodgers, you had a good game. I want to test you. See, give him at least a half. If he comes up with it, if not, Bellingham, you can get off the bench.
This is the game to do it too, because technically you're already through. Like 4 points will be fine, even if it was something absolutely crazy and you lost the game, you'll still go through. So this is the game to kind of tweak and change and see if you can maybe get something different out of them. But against low blocks, Madueke in there is just not. It's just a handicap. You're just playing with.
I thought they built him up too much. They built him up too much against Croatia, and now I think they're putting them down too much. I think this is the media in this country as well.
That's fair. Well, we always knew that was going to happen.
It's
the sensationalism is rampant.
Yeah, but wow! I mean, if you bet your mortgage on anyone scoring from that goal, it would be Kane. But
oh my God, man! Oh my, he's going to be. That's another one of those. The penalty miss. He's just going to be running that back in his head over and over and over and over and over again, man.
It's fine. He's what it is. He's a top striker. I'm sure he'll bounce back. It's not like he hasn't got the mental fortitude you don't get at him.
Bellingham was alone doing the work of two players in creating, also helping defending. Eze Rodgers came on and both did what Bellingham was doing on his own.
No, I disagree with that. Eze was in a totally different position. Rodgers came up with his position. And
he's saying Eze plus Rodgers were doing what Bellingham was doing by himself.
That's what I mean, but I don't think so. Work rate wise, Rodgers was all over the place when he came on. If you look at the actual data, Rodgers did a lot more in those minutes that he came on. I'm not saying Bellingham didn't work, but Rodgers did a whole lot more data wise. Have a look at the data. Data don't lie.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, England definitely need to pick it back up for that third game and to make sure they get through in the position they want to be in. Obviously, you want to win the group as that is the best position, but we shall certainly see. In the other game in that group, it was do or die, and Panama were looking good for the first half, and then, of course, the coach makes the changes at halftime, much needed changes, and Ante Budimir, one of the youngsters, not one of the old guys, coming in and getting it done for the Croatians. And like I said, that there was, for a minute there, it was, Croatia's really going to drop this? But they scraped through, and they're still alive in the tournament. They do play Ghana next. Got to have at least a point from that game. Ghana,
that's going to be a drab game.
Ghana are going to stink it out, man, because Ghana are through. Ghana have 4 points, and they're going to stink that out. And if Ghana nick one, Croatia are going home, man. If Ghana sit back, soak up, and it's what Panama tried to do: sit back, soak up. Croatia could be in trouble, man.
But would Croatia go home? I guess it depends on where they are table wise, right?
3 points and if you have a negative goal difference on 3 points, you're not going through.
Nope. I'm looking here.
There's so many teams on 4 points right now. Only the very bottom places of that third place group are gonna go through on 3 points, and you're gonna have to have at least an even goal difference. I feel like to make it through on 3 points, because in my pre-tournament bracket, there were no negative ones.
Well, hold on. Right now, looking now, this is we blame Foot Mob. Hey, you need to sponsor us, Foot Mob. But anyways, looking at this is what it's showing after Croatia's result. Sweden is the number one third place team, 3 points, 0 goal difference. Scotland is second, and Croatia is third.
With Croatia, though, I think they're actually better built for those low blocks. They can hit a goal from distance, ask England. And they're pretty good at set pieces, etc. I'm not saying they won't Ghana. They won't get a point against Ghana, but I think they're pretty well. You could tell they actually made some changes in that team, and it worked well compared to when they played England. They brought some. You could tell they brought some younger, fresher legs on in that part against Panamanians, because they knew Panama were going to do the same thing, try to hit them with pace, like England did. So I think the Croatians and that manager, he did the same sort of thing, tactical switch against England when they were down, and he did the same thing against Panama. So I think he's a good manager. He's pulled it out when he needed to be. He's made the tweaks, and he's actually worked in 2 games, not just 1.
I think Croatia, just overall, they're kind of slow, man. They're just overall, they don't move the ball as quickly as they used to. They don't necessarily have that guy up top, anymore.
They're a team in transition. That's what it is. They've got an old guard who's done really well, getting to semi-finals of World Cup, and then you've got a new generation coming through. I think in the next couple of years you'll get some more Croatian players coming through. I've heard a few. They've got a talent line in that country, so
they definitely need to up the levels in the knockout rounds. I do expect Croatia to get through. I don't expect them to lose to Ghana, but crazier things have certainly happened in the tournament, and that just leaves the nightcap. Your boys, Nez, making it through to the next round. Hard fought 1-0 over the Congo. Big up the Congo, by the way, for definitely repping themselves very well in this tournament. One of those teams.
There were several chances they could have scored. I mean, it was a very open game, man. Open without a bunch of goals. But it was funny because looking at the crowd, the commentator said it because, obviously I watched it on Telemundo. It was a home game for them. It was literally a home game. The whole place was in that amarillo. You know what I'm saying? It was yellow everywhere, man. And the funny thing is, and I don't know if you guys said it or somebody said it. There's the real calls of hey man, should James Rodriguez be starting? Because as soon as he went off the field, they was getting it, man.
Up the levels for sure.
They was getting it. And they're a good team. Lucho Diaz was giving them all kinds of fits on the wing. He was catching fits on his side too. But they look good. Munoz, obviously did what was necessary to, to seal it up. But overall, they looked pretty exciting. And, the game was fun. They had a couple of gasps where, hey man, Congo was there. There was a couple times where they just blew it. They should have scored a goal or 2. But, it was a fun game to watch. You watched it until the very end, until, everybody was like, all right, this is basically over. And it's funny because, you have the ultra fan, the Lumumba Vea there, which was absolutely hilarious to see because I guess they said he had some health things, and then obviously there were some visa issues with the United States. So It was good that they got to have that, for themselves, because this tournament is about the fans anyways. It's about sort of that national pride of in a friendly way, because one thing that's there, and while this game was played in Mexico, and and I think I sent this to you guys, it's really nice to see how we're able to see the real people, or as close to the real people from these other countries as possible, to say, what, if it wasn't for politicians, man, these people in these places are absolutely loving it. Like the Korean guy who clearly has now a Mexican wife.
Yeah.
That
was great.
It's interesting because it's just really exciting to see sort of that familial cultural exchange and sort of the fraternity And I guess
That's a
sorority.
new word for cultural exchange, yes, but okay.
Hey, man, hey, my man got a Mexican wife. He not going home. I'm just
Yeah,
saying he
he's
not going
staying.
home. He's
I'm not
not
fucking
going
leaving.
home.
I'm not leaving.
But now Congo represented themselves well. Very beautiful people. The Colombians obviously very beautiful people. It's really good to see that. And I just know from my personal experience from being around like I got to be in like two cities where like the World Cup stuff was going on, and the cultural exchange has been absolutely beautiful, where people embrace the idiosyncrasies and sort of the cultural things that they have going on. It's been a great time. It's been an absolutely great time. Like I don't know if y'all guys saw the video where the English guy came back from Texas and he brought back some seasoning. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm about to have this seasoning on everything. Hey, man, whatever works. Just hey, that's the love.
Have you seen the people trying to sneak ranch out of the country?
My buddy said
Yes.
that to me. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't. I mean, Asif, I didn't know ranch wasn't a thing in England. I didn't know.
No.
There's stuff in it. There's like stuff in it that's banned in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
I
we
mean,
don't have.
really, all of it, like it must be in the Hidden Valley packet, like the ranch packet, because I can make ranch. I can make ranch at home with lemon, sour cream, mayo, and buttermilk, and
They
then
don't have the razzle dazzle of the manufacturer.
and then the packets. But if you put that ranch packet in there, that ranch packet's where it's at. So whatever's in that ranch packet is like there's something in it that's banned in Europe, and that's why they don't have ranch over there. But
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's nuts. I'm loving the culture clash. I'm loving that the Scots drank Boston Dry. I'm loving all the videos that we're seeing of people are like, we've been lied to. I'm loving seeing it's really doing my heart something amazing to see the people making videos literally saying we've been lied to about life in America.
Yeah.
Obviously the things, the big picture stuff, the political stuff, the what our government is doing. Okay, yeah, that's aside. But as far as our daily life, it does sound like there's a lot of misinformation going on with all these people coming over and being like, oh, everything's bigger in Texas, and oh my God, I've never had brisket before, and I'm sitting here going, what?
But I think this will be a good thing. I mean,
it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing.
In regards to politics as well, because if people interact more with people from other cultures, they're not as bad. They don't think, oh, they're not as bad as what I heard, etc. And and then you have that misinformation. People they get rid of these preconceptions that they see every day, and so it's a good thing.
My favorite thing about it,
away, man, just throw them away.
No, I agree with that. My favorite thing about all this is the fact that people are really learning that you can't put, I was going to say Americans. You can't put Americans in one bucket, but you can't put any group in one bucket. Asif, how different are Manx from Merseysiders? How different are people? How different are people from Newcastle than people from Portsmouth?
Oh yeah, it's obviously.
So Texans, people from Texas are way different than people from Boston, than people from New York. It's the same idea. It's the same idea, and I think the tournament is kind of lifting the veil on that. Is like, yes, America's freaking huge, and that's why we are so wholly different. I am a completely different American than somebody from LA. Just completely. I was born and raised in the South, the Southeast for those in Britain listening, the Southeast of America over here on the East Coast. And my upbringing, my lifestyle, and the things I've learned and who I am are phenomenally different than, say, somebody who was born and raised in Seattle. Just phenomenally different, and that's the same. I feel like that's the same anywhere. And I think it's a truth that the whole world is learning as we're watching this tournament unfold, and I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like the whole Texas thing, because I got being at the England Croatia game was an amazing experience. It was funny because, and the thing is, I have a video and I watched the video. I don't normally watch back videos or look back at pictures, which kind of defeats the purpose of taking them. But anyways, anyways, it was funny walking into the Dallas stadium. And like outside, you kind of felt the buzz. It was like, like when we went to the Club World Cup last year, Jake, it was, you felt the buzz and stuff like that. But when you walked inside, man, when I tell you, and Asif would actually know what I'm talking about. When I walked in, you walked in and all you heard was English songs. And it sounded English too. And but it was an energy that like hits you as soon as you walked in the door. And my buddy Donnie was like, dude, are you getting this? I'm like, man, it was like no other. It felt like, the British had, well, the English specifically had come and been like, yo, this is our place. And what was more interesting is that after the game was over, because the AT&T Stadium is next to Texas Live, which is like a food entertainment center. Yeah. The number of people that walked over there climbing over a fence, it was just like the craziest cultural, that like the Croatian people were like, nobody was mad at the end of the game or anything like that. Everybody was cool and they were giving each other beer and stuff. I'm like, hey, this is exactly what as the cultural exchange. And so like when I was in New York, like after, now New York is sort of the anomaly because the Knicks just won the finals. So everybody was happy in New York anyway. But the people that were in New York, they ran into nice New Yorkers. And I'm not lying to you. Like I was there for the Japan played somebody, but it was the day after I think Brazil played. And people were like saying hello to each other. Now I'm telling you, as a person who knows New York, I was like, who are these people saying hello to me? And why are people saying hello? It was the craziest thing. So it was because of the vibe of like the Norwegians and the Brazilians doing their things in places in a public way where people just were like, that's cool to see. And so then to see the video of, I think it was the Bosnians who were walking through like the hood in LA in all blue. And I have to send y'all that. It was like they were in all blue.
Whoa.
Like, it was an army in all blue. And it was funny because everybody who was commenting was like, I bet the Crips woke up the Bloods woke up this morning like,
yeah, I was like, oh.
And it was funny because it was like the Bosnians gathered there because I guess somebody played a joke on them and said, hey, we should all meet up here and walk to the stadium. And so they all met up there and they walked and it was a sea of blue. And it's funny because nobody even cared. They was like, this is kind of cool. And it was the crazy. I got to find the thing. I'll send it to you. But it was great to see it because, it means that all the stuff that's put on TV and all that cultural stuff, people are interested in sort of that sort of brotherhood, sisterhood of just, hey, people just want to have fun. That's it. They just like nobody. I have not seen anybody angry after a match because they lost or something like that. It was just, they're happy. So this is exciting, especially since today are like the final games. Today is the start of that. And it's about to be crazy, man. But the games and the event has felt like the podcast since we're all over the place and it's super international. So, hey, man, like and subscribe and Foot Mob, man. What y'all? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for real, Foot Mob. Let's get that sponsorship. But yeah, man, I'm absolutely loving the tournament. And at the end of the day, that is what it should be about. That's what it's supposed to be about. Is yes, we all have national pride, but also we all love the game. We're all here for the same reason, for a reason that unites us, that brings us together. And I think that's what's most beautiful about this tournament, man. And the tournament rolls on, of course, today with some spicy matchups. Of course, all of Group B will be kicking us off at 3 o'clock my time. Bosnia and Qatar both have a chance to progress, but they both need a win. Both have to win this game. So Bosnia-Qatar is going to be spicy matchup. I'm expecting Bosnia to go through there, but it'll be interesting to see because neither team really likes having the ball. Both of them like to sit back. So someone is going to be forced to have the overwhelming amount of possession. I imagine it's going to be Bosnia. But in the other game in that group, it's kind of a shootout for first place in the group. Of course, Switzerland on 4, Canada on 4 as well. So it'll be interesting to see how both those teams approach the game. I mean,
I'm assuming it's in Canada.
It's in
they're both
Vancouver.
I think one is in Seattle, if I'm not
mistaken.
mistaken.
One's at Lumen and one's in Vancouver. Yeah.
The Canadian game is in Canada.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be hard for the Swiss then.
You think so?
Yeah.
After that 6-0,
they're not the best team, but we've.
I was thinking that too. I think Switzerland might get this one.
Yeah, Canada only really put Qatar down after the red card. I mean, it was like 2-0 before the red card, I think.
Yeah.
And then Canada went rampant. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see how they approach it, having both been through, and how important it'll be to either team to win the group. Of course, these teams don't have the luxury of knowing any permutations because nothing's happened yet. Nothing's set in stone. They are the first group that will be set in stone, and no one in that group has won it yet. So obviously there's motivation for all 4 teams. It'll be very interesting to see the approach from the Swiss and the Canadians. But in that other game, it's got to be hell for leather. They both have to go for it, or else they're done. And I kind of see Bosnia just grinding it out. Qatar don't really have the quality, and now they're down 2 guys from that last game. Ended up getting 2 reds, I think, didn't they? Finished the game with 9 guys, so 2 starters are out. I don't have much hope for the Qataris, and I'm trying to hide it really because I don't want to, I don't like to bring hate and negativity into the space, but Qatar deserve to go home, man. They deserve to go home, in my opinion. That's some dirty shit that doesn't deserve to be in our game, and so I think they deserve to go home, in my opinion. But that's just one guy, I think they will anyway. Even without the motivation from the rest of the world to send them home after that disgusting challenge, I think they're going to go home anyway. We might see Edin Dzeko, might see the old man for a little bit today. He did play in that last game for them, so we'll definitely have our eye on that one. Should be fun. But yeah, it's definitely going to be the Swiss, the Canadians going through, and we'll see how Bosnia ends up as well. Interesting that Group A is the last to play this evening. So before that, Group C, Morocco and Haiti, Scotland and Brazil. I actually don't know.
The Scotland-Brazil game is going to be something because Brazil have to win that game.
To win the group, yes, they do. Because if Morocco smash Haiti, they have a chance of overtaking goal difference.
Correct.
And Scotland aren't through yet necessarily either.
Seeing those 2 sets of fans interacting anyway.
It's going to be something.
That'd be that's the Scotland-Brazil game is very interesting because Scotland aren't technically through. I mean, if they take a 5-0 loss, they're out. But if they take a 1-0 loss, maybe they're through. Because they're already on 3 points. So they're going to go for it. Scotland aren't just going to – they're going to go for
it. If they win the game, that's huge for them.
They could win the group if they win the game.
That's right.
Supposing Morocco don't beat Haiti.
Right, but yeah, it's huge.
So, yeah, I think that one's going to be – no holds barred in that one. They definitely have to go for it. And Morocco can clinch the group, of course, with a big performance versus Haiti. But, of course, Haiti will be out there playing for pride, and we know they're not just going to roll over. Going to be difficult. Morocco's going to dominate the ball in that game, and Haiti will probably try to stand up. I expect Morocco to get it over the line, though. I think that they'll win it.
Yeah,
and Brazil will know that, right?
Yeah, I think
so. Brazil are going to go for it as well. That makes the Scotland-Brazil game.
Will Neymar play in this game? Because apparently he's super duper healthy and all that stuff.
Yeah, with super duper, very lightly.
Same face. Like, what is that, man?
Yeah, I think there's a bit too much optimism in that one. We'll see when he actually gets on the pitch and proves it.
This ain't the game to be experimenting.
Yeah, I'm not with the Scots anyway. So he's going to have a couple of tasty tackles in there anyway. So if he tries to set any of that showboating stuff, so
Oh man, the first time he starts doing that, and Scott McTominay just absolutely wrecks his world. Andy Robertson out there gonna just be like, nah, man, nah. It ain't nah.
Exactly,
he's gonna get kicked immediately.
Exactly. So we'll see how he's if he's actually okay or not. I think he'll probably just come off the bench. Tell you the truth, Jake. I don't think he's gonna have a whole match.
Nah, especially like, I mean, if it's late and it's like 0-0 or whatever, or 1-1 or something, and Brazil still need the points, and like the words filtering through the crowd from the other game that Morocco are up 3-0, and Brazil aren't winning the group, then that pressure will come down, and I doubt very seriously that they're turning to Neymar.
We'll see.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know if Don Carlo kind of is the legacy guy to pick the legacy pick, and just let the best players do their thing. So we'll see. We'll see, but that's definitely going to be very spicy. Speaking of spicy, the nightcap, 2 of them, 9:00 tonight for me. Mexico already through, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach the game versus Czechia, who absolutely have to have it. Gotta have it. South Africa were able to keep themselves, to keep Czechia, I should say, from getting to 4 points with that win. South Africa kept themselves alive. And so both Czechia and South Africa are going hell for leather. They got to win to make it through. They're both on 1 point. And Korea only on 3 points. So they're not just going to roll over for the South Africans. That'll be fun. Back and forth for sure. Czechia versus Mexico. It'll be very interesting to see because the impetus is on Czechia. Czechia, I should say. They have to go for it. And so I'll be very interested to see what Mexico do, having already won the group. What are your thoughts?
There's no point in playing their place. I don't think so. I think there should be some rotation in there for the Mexicans.
I agree with that. I agree.
If they're already through, and then
they've already won the group. Like they can't even. They've already won the group. Yeah.
And especially because it's in Mexico as well, and I'm sure the players that do come in will get that lift from the crowd, etc. So, yeah.
Why
would they not play at Azteca? I don't understand. Oh, that is Azteca.
Yeah.
That's the new name for it. That's the new name for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, South Korea, it's funny. Like, jokingly, I'm looking at them and like I know they might be playing this one with a little bit of the heart in their sleeves because the South Koreans are in love with the Mexicans, and so this last game they're like, if we after this game we won't be here no more because like the next if they make the knockout, their next projected game will be in at SoFi in Los Angeles, so they have to leave the country, so that they might not want to leave. They just might want to stay there, and make some more friends.
Lifelong friends. Yes, lifelong companions.
I think South Korea and Mexico will both be up for it. I think Mexico probably will draw, if I'm being honest. I think they'll do enough to like not lose the game, but I don't think they're like sort of hard pressed for the win.
I think they will be hard pressed by Czechia though. Czechia have to win. They can't draw.
Well, no, but I think they'll find a way to get a draw. I just don't think they'll. I don't think they'll be too terribly worried about it. They obviously don't want to lose at home, so I think they'll be that. But I think at worst for them, it'll probably be a draw.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because Czechia will have to play out of character. They're not used to having to dominate the ball and go forward and having to win the game. They're far more used to being able to sit back and counter. But that you can't do that in this game because Mexico have no reason to come at you.
Nope.
So it's all on Czechia in that game. And that's talk about an uphill battle, man. That's an uphill battle. Have to win at Azteca versus Mexico. That's an uphill battle. I agree. I tend to think the cards are stacked against them in that one. For sure. And then in the other game, which is also in Mexico, as you say, I don't see it, man. South Korea still need the points. They're going to be playing. They're not going to be messing around. A draw would get them through, but they definitely would rather win the game and you know, solidify that second place spot and not have to worry about any other of the teams in the rest of the groups. And so I expect South Korea to beat the South Africans. Unfortunately for them, they just haven't shown me enough quality, really, you know. And it might be a fun game, though. They're definitely going to have, you know, it's going to be back and forth. Both teams have to win, but I think the Koreans will have too much. What are you saying, Asif?
It'll be hard. Even anyone who's going to play Mexico in Mexico is going to be a totally different thing. In regards to the other matches, it really depends, because these last matches are kind of hard to predict usually, because of the fact that we don't know what rotation is happening before kickoff. For example, just an hour before kickoff. So for example, tomorrow, tomorrow for me, South Korea, I'm assuming they should go through. Looking at the other game tomorrow, the 9 o'clock one, Ivory Coast, I think they should be Curacao for that one, and well, that's tomorrow for me. Yeah, so they're both at the same time. Yeah, they're both at 2 o'clock.
All of these games all at the same time.
Yeah. And then the Germany-Ecuador one, that's going to be that's another one that's going to be at 9 o'clock for me, which is tomorrow. So
absolutely,
it's going to be it's good. But I think the two that you mentioned, Morocco, Haiti. I think obviously the Moroccans. I don't think that's, most people don't have that question at all. Scotland, Brazil. I can see the Scottish giving them a few problems, but I think Brazil should have a bit too much for them. I don't see anything else. Really, Bosnia, I do agree with your hypothesis on that. Switzerland, Canada, I think worst comes to worst, it'll be a draw, and if not a Canadian win. I can't see Switzerland beating them in their own backyard.
Fair enough.
Hey, real quick, guys, been wonderful. Gotta go. Hey, I'll check y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
We'll see you later, brother. Yeah, and anyway, we were I was about to wrap it up anyway. What's up, SC? Thanks for being here. Hope you're well. Yeah, but I think it's going to be a fun day of action. Definitely the team. You want to keep an eye on the teams that absolutely have to have it. I think the spiciest games will probably be the late games tonight. That's the 2 a.m. kickoffs for you, Asif, in the morning, the Czechia and Mexico game. Yep, we are going to wrap it up right there, people. I certainly am glad that everyone is around. Asif's coming in and out, no worries. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up right there. Certainly been a good episode. Ronaldo at the tournament, finally. England stumbling. Croatia making it. Colombia are through, and we got plenty of amazing action coming down the line, of course, again today. So make sure you're liking. Make sure you are subscribing. And, of course, I'm feeling the love on my 3 World Cup facts videos, of course. At the beach in Bournemouth, says SC. Sounds like a good time, of course, every single time. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, and appreciate everyone that's been here as well. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're locked in with that notification bell on, of course. Thanks again, and we'll see us next time.